Eala set for potential rematch with Coco Gauff at Indian Wells third round. Manila, Philippines. Filipino tennis ace Eala will face either Chinese Zhang Shuai or Ukrainian Diana Yastremska in the round of 64, second round, at the Indian Wells Open in California. World number 32 Eala is a seeded entrant and got a first-round bye, while number 62 Zhang and number 52 Yastremska were drawn as first-round opponents on Tuesday. If Eala gets past Zhang or Yastremska, she will either have a rematch against fourth seed Coco Gauff or a battle against Bianca Andreescu in the third round. Against the Californian Sun, Eala's path toward a rematch with Coco Gauff. In the sprawling desert oasis of Indian Wells, California, where the hard courts gleam like sun-bleached ivory and WTA legends stride out under clear blue skies, a fresh chapter in women's tennis is unfolding. At the heart of this narrative is Eala, the 20-year-old Filipino star whose rise through the ranks has become one of the sport's most compelling stories, not just for her country but for tennis fans around the globe. Her journey to this point has been one marked by breakthroughs, resilience, and the kind of dramatic arc that feels scripted for the big stage. But it has also been one driven by raw talent, discipline, and a deep belief in her own potential. Rising through the ranks, Eala entered the 2026 season already on an upward trajectory. After making history at the 2025 Miami Open, becoming the first Filipina to reach a WTA 1000 semifinal and registering multiple top 10 wins, she began 2026 with renewed confidence and momentum. Her successful run to the quarterfinals at the Dubai Duty-Free Tennis Championships was a major highlight. There, she upset higher-ranked opponents before ultimately falling to world number 4 Coco Gauff in straight sets. That performance helped propel her to a career-high world ranking of number 31 in late February 2026. This ranking was significant for Eala not just statistically but symbolically. It placed her among the elite of the WTA Tour and earned her a coveted seed at the Indian Wells Open. In a tournament often dubbed the Fifth Grand Slam, her status as a seeded player means she bypassed the first round and moved straight into the round of 64, a strategic advantage in itself. The draw, destiny, or design? When the Indian Wells draw was officially released, tennis fans and pundits alike did a double-take. In the same section of the bracket as one of the sport's brightest young stars was Coco Gauff, a former finalist, multiple WTA title holder, and one of the toughest competitors on tour. Statistically and stylistically, Eala and Gauff couldn't be more intriguing opposites, the former a rising left-handed talent brimming with potential and creative shot-making, the latter a fierce competitor, seasoned at the very top of the game with explosive athleticism and elite defense. Thanks to their placements as seeds, Eala at number 31 and Gauff at number 4, the draw set the stage for a potential third-round clash between them, assuming they both navigated their opening matches in the desert. This wasn't just any match in a draw sheet, it was a rematch, a chance for Eala to revisit a recent defeat and test how much she has learned from it. Of losses and lessons. Their showdown in Dubai earlier in the year ended as a relatively one-sided affair on paper, with Gauff winning 6-0, 6-2. Yet the match carried more nuance beneath the scoreline. For Eala, the real value lay not in the scoreboard but in the experience, facing a top-tier opponent in a high-stakes environment, feeling the pressure of elite tennis, and having a benchmark against one of the world's best. For Gauff, the encounter was also a reminder of Eala's magnetic appeal to fans and her role in expanding the sport's global footprint. She even praised the crowd energy Eala generated in Dubai. In Indian Wells, Eala has the chance to explore a different narrative, not just a repeat of what happened before, but an evolution of it. The kind of match where the lessons of her recent defeats become building blocks. The road to the rematch. To reach that potential third-round meeting, Eala first has to clear the round of 64. Her opponent will come from the winners of a first-match duel between players ranked outside the top seeds, someone like Zhang Shuai or Diana Yastremska. There's poetry in this setup. After a first round bye, a confident but hungry challenger steps onto the court with freedom, seeking rhythm and a chance to prove herself. In contrast, Gauff, a veteran at this level, opens her campaign typically one match later, with the expectations and pressure of seeding already weighing on her shoulders. Should both players advance, That third-round rematch won't simply be a repeat scoreline. It will be a clash infused with context, redemption for Eala, continuity for Gauff, and a moment that could define the early narrative of Indian Wells 2026. Tactical chess under the desert sun. From a tactical perspective, this matchup is fascinating. Eala's left-handed spin and variety can disrupt rhythm and create uncomfortable angles, especially effective on hard courts like those at Indian Wells. Meanwhile, Gauff's blend of athleticism, defense, and baseline consistency makes her one of the most adaptable players in women's tennis. Their styles are nearly polar opposites. One relies on imagination and creativity, the other on relentless pressure and strategic precision. If Eala can bring more depth and control to her serve and reshape her return positioning, she could force longer rallies where her deft shot-making becomes a weapon rather than a gamble. If Gauff can impose her rhythm early and keep Eala from dictating patterns, she'll likely tilt the result in her favor as she did in Dubai. And yet, that is the beauty of this potential rematch. It's not a foregone conclusion. It's a story about growth, understanding, adaptation, and the delicate alchemy that separates a good tennis player from a great one. Bigger than tennis. This narrative extends beyond the chalk lines of the court. For Filipino fans and supporters around the world, Eala's presence in Indian Wells as a seeded player, and as a potential challenger to one of the sport's most recognizable stars, carries profound significance. It underscores how talent can emerge from unexpected places and disrupt traditional hierarchies in sports that have often been dominated by a select few nations. In the Philippines, Eala's ascent has ignited a surge of tennis interest among young athletes. Her achievements, including WTA top 10 scalps and historic runs at prestigious events, have elevated her into the realm of national icon. Everywhere she goes, she carries not just her racket and racket bag, but a nation's pride and imagination. Toward a new chapter. If that third-round match indeed materializes on one of the Indian Wells show courts, it will be more than just another fixture in a tournament bracket. It will be a snapshot of a moment in women's tennis where boundaries are shifting, stories are colliding, and a young star is stepping into her own. For Eala, this isn't just a rematch with Coco Gauff. It's a crossroads, between past shortcomings and future aspirations, between debutante and contender, between what has been and what could be. And as the Californian sun blazes over the tennis garden, millions of eyes, from Manila to Miami, from courtside seats to living rooms, will watch her take that next step into the spotlight.